Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Wednesday, the 11th of September 2024. In today's Millwall news, we will start off with this, which is a story from the South London Press at londonnewsonline.co.uk. Borough striker played with his heart and head as Millwall boss confirms bid to sign him permanently in summer transfer window. Now, is that next summer transfer window or the one just gone? Millwall head coach Neil Harris reckons the new loan signing Josh Coburn played with his head and his heart on his debut. The Middlesbrough striker made the move to the capital on transfer deadline day. He started and scored in the 3-0 victory over Sheffield Wednesday before the international break. The Lions had tried earlier in the summer to acquire the 21-year-old on a permanent basis. It's an extremely important signing for us, Harris told the South London Press. Even in the short term, as a loan, I have to be very careful. Josh, obviously, he had an excellent debut. It wasn't just his performance and that goal that stood out for everybody. I think, 14,000 Millwall fans saw a player with real qualities. And he played with his heart as well as his head and ability. And I think, everybody enjoyed watching him, me included. I've seen Josh play like that for the last 4 or 5 years as a young man coming through from youth football to the under-21 football and senior football. I know his credentials, I'm looking forward to working with him and trying to help him develop his game. Coburn had been compared to Manchester City star Erling Haaland after an impressive start to the loan at Bristol Rovers in 2022, when then gas boss Joey Barton backing him to have the attributes to go on and play for England. I'm not going to put too much pressure on his shoulders at the moment and talk about what his next steps are away from us, said Harris. We worked extremely hard over the summer, with Borough to find the right agreement. It's been well publicised that we tried to sign Josh on a permanent deal. We worked extremely hard on that, and Jimmy, he was extremely supportive on that, and it didn't materialise, and we understand Borough's situation with that. Josh had come here on loan. It was a situation that suited all parties in the short term. But within that, I look forward to working with Josh. My job's to make sure I look after my players, and Josh is one of my players now, and the priority for me is to make sure they develop as people and as players. There you go. Interesting. Remember, he's still only 21. Now, moving on to this. Some more details in the story that came out yesterday, which was a repeat of a story from a couple of months ago, from July. So we now know why the signing was delayed. This is from the southernnews.co.uk. So Millwall defender set to complete move to Brentford. This is the Millwall youth player, not an actual Millwall player. Millwall defender Josh Stephenson is set to complete his move to Brentford. Versatile defender Stephenson captained the Lions under-18 side as he won the Professional Development League Cup last season. Stephenson was one of the stars of the competition as Larry McAvoy and Chris Perry's side also reached the semi-finals of the FA Youth Cup before losing to Leeds United. Brentford agreed a deal for Stephenson in July, but the move was delayed as the youngster had a back injury. So it seemed Brentford agreed a deal. I guess that should say Brentford and Millwall agreed a deal. So Millwall have agreed a deal with Brentford. The parties have completed the paperwork and the Bees are set to confirm the deal this week. Stephenson is expected to initially join Brentford's B team. Millwall agreed long-term deals with 2 academy graduates in the summer as Romain Esse and Alfie Massey committed their futures to the club. Millwall had also offered Stephenson a deal. While not specifically talking about Stephenson, Lions boss Neil Harris referenced young players having their heads turned when he discussed the agreement with Massey. He knows his pathways with us, Harris said of Massey. What we wanted to do as a football club, is to reward that and show that pathway, not just to him, but to the other lads. And we've had contractual issues over the summer where maybe some of the lads thought the grass was greener on the other side. More for you, look at Alfie Massey. I gave him his opportunity, as promised. The young lads will get their opportunity when they deserve it, and he's took it, and he signed a new 3-year contract for the football club, and he deserves it because I believe in him. We believe in him, and we want to see him flourish. Mill have seen several young stars picked up by top-flight clubs in recent season after Darko Gyabi and Samuel Dozie moved to Manchester City and Zach Lovelace to Glasgow Rangers. So there you go. Interesting stuff. Now, I need to apologise. I committed an awful fox paz yesterday in that I totally forgot to tell you the results of the under-21 game that took place yesterday afternoon. So I was so excited and following all of the four Mill players that were playing in the international games that they were involved in, and I totally forgot to tell you that Mill under-21s won 2-0 or 2-1. So this is the official match report. So there wasn't a match report yesterday anyway, it just came out today. So a tale of two penalties as Mill's under-21s win. Mill's under-21s defeated Peterborough United 2-1 in the Professional Development League at Calmet Road on Tuesday afternoon. Henry Hearn scored two penalties as the Lions maintained their unbeaten start to the 24-25 campaign. Kevin Nugent was able to select 5 of his first team squad at Mill's training base, with Connell Trueman starting in goal alongside Ryan Wintle, Wes Harding, Murray Wallace and Alfie Massey. So interesting that they name Alfie Massey as a member of the first team squad. I guess technically he is, because he did play in that cup game against Peterborough, against Portsmouth, so I guess technically he is. Obviously he's still of the age, so the rules are you can play 1 overage goalkeeper and 3 overage outfield players, which are Ryan Wintle, Wes Harding and Murray Wallace. Interestingly, we will talk about Wes Harding and Murray Wallace at the end of the video, because they're doing a very interesting thing, which is we need to talk about. The first chance of the game occurred when Hearn sent a ball across the face of the goal, but no one was there to receive it. Hearn tried again minutes later with a ball into the box where Rahis Bangora Williams was waiting, but he was unable to get a foot to it. Bangora Williams then had another chance but curled over the crossbar. The chances kept coming for the Lions, with Shamar Lawson being the next to try and secure the open goal with a shot, but his attempt was saved by Will Blackmore. Carl Smith then curled the ball towards the top left corner, but Blackmore saved before a corner kick from Ryan Wintle saw the ball eventually fall into the path of Lawson, only for his effort to be saved. Bangora Williams sent a shot over the bar from Alfie Massey's cross as the lead seemed inevitable. In the 20th minute, the Lions were awarded a penalty as Ben Drake was brought down in the penalty area. Hearn stepped up to strike home and put Millwall in front. A rare Peterborough attack then saw Connell Trueman spring into action to prevent the equaliser. However, they did get back on level terms in the 31st minute. The second half started with David Ajiboye attempting to put the Posh into the lead, with Trueman denying his chance. Hearn doubled Mill's lead, however, in the 62nd minute with another penalty which he won to give Nugent's side the advantage once again. Mill nearly added a third when Jack Howland found the ball at his feet just yards from goal, but heroic defending from the Posh saw their defence block the attempt before the final chance of the game came from Lawson when he saw a strike tipped onto the post. Next up for Millwall's under-21s is a trip to Birmingham City on Tuesday the 17th of September. Kick-off at 1 p.m, but that is going to be at their training ground, I believe, so obviously it could change, but at the moment that's going to be at their training ground, which probably means you can't watch it. So the team was as follows: Trueman, Smith, Drake, Wintle, Harding, Wallace, Howland, Massey, Hearn, Lawson, Bangora Williams. Subs not used: George Evans and Lamptey, but they don't tell us the subs that were used. I'm guessing Howland. Oh no, Howland is there. Did they not use any subs then? I swear they had subs, because it said on the Mill Academy Twitter page that Wallace didn't play the full game. So I guess we'll just have to guess who the subs were. But there you go. Now we have some pictures from that game, and as you can see, I believe that is Jack Howland. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it is. That's Shamar Lawson. Again, Shamar Lawson. Henry Hearn just scored. Alfie Massey. Bangora Williams. And that looks like Henry Hearn scored again. Carl Smith. There do seem to be some fans there. I guess that may be members of family of the players. Alfie Massey there. That is Celestine Charles, I believe. Is it Celestine Jones? Celestine Charles. He's new, so I don't really know his name. That's Ben Drake. That's Kevin Nugent there. And we're back to the beginning. So there you go. So you can see there the bench is there. If I can just look, you've got Paul Robinson. I think we've got, is that Whitby? And then Baker, Lamptey, and this probably Cavalli Hayward, and then George Evans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that's it. So the subs were Cavalli Hayward, Whitby, Baker, George Evans, and Lamptey, who weren't used. So there you go. We figured it out. Now, I told you about this yesterday. We got some pictures of. So, if you didn't see the video yesterday, Millwall's Callum Scanlon, he's on loan, he's Liverpool's, and Romain Esse played for England's under-20s in their 2-0 win against Romania. And yeah, Scanlon started the match at left back and played for 76 minutes, while Romain featured for half an hour after replacing Emery Tezgel. And they have the match report there. But we have some pictures, which I can't really get, because why is that down there? That's annoying. There you go. So this game was held at Stockport. Be interested to see how many people actually turned up. It was £5 to get in. And we have Daniel Kelly. There he is there on the right. Daniel Kelly set up Scotland's fourth goal in a thumping 5-0 victory against Malta. And there you go. So apparently it's on Twitter somewhere, but I'm not going to show you that. And we have Adomo Maku. Lions attacker Adomo Maku claimed more international experience as Ireland under-21s drew 2-2 with Latvia. He was utilised as a second half substitute against the Latvians. And there you go. That's it, just the one picture. Now, moving on to the story that I teased earlier about Murray Wallace and Wes Harding. Bosh. This is from bbc.co.uk. We are the trailblazers, the ex-players becoming refs. Yes, can you believe it? We have a picture here. On the left there is Murray Wallace, and on the far right is Wes Harding. They have seemingly chosen to undertake a course that will speed them through the process of becoming a professional referee. Because at the moment, I believe you become a referee at the local FA level and you work your way up, and it could take several years. And the idea is, it seems that the referees you see on television who referee professional football games have probably been doing it for probably about 10, 15 years. They start maybe when they're 18, 21, like when they're in uni, they do it to earn some extra money. Obviously, there's a high demand to do that kind of thing. And yeah, so it does take a while to get up to that level. But someone suggested, well, let's get ex-football players to do it because they're fit and they seemingly, most of them know the rules of the game, even if they choose to kind of bend them. But I guess you need to know the rules if you're going to bend them. So here we go. This is, like I said, it's from BBC. It has been said so often that referees have no feel for the game because they have never played. The theory is about to be put to the test. At Warwick University on the 4th of September, 16 current and past players began a sped-up journey that could take them all the way to the Premier League. Trailblazers was the word being used. Can former players make better referees? Thanks to a collaboration between the Players' Union, the PFA, and the elite refereeing body PGMOL, plus funding from the Premier League, the first cohort on a 3-year programme have begun their journeys. Jesus, 3 years. 3 years. They may not be household names, but the group have more than 5,000 appearances between them across various levels of the professional and semi-professional English football pyramid. One of those fledgling referees is Peter Vincenti, who had a 14-year professional career that took him to 8 different clubs. Now 38, he's optimistic but realistic for what lies ahead. And Vincenti, I don't know if you remember, we signed him on a short-term contract. He didn't play for the club, but we did sign him on a short-term contract, and he left and did without playing. So these 16 people have experience and knowledge that's slightly different to what's already in place, he said. Yeah, I don't think anyone is thinking we're ex-players, we're going to officiate in the World Cup final. Other people might, but we can't control that. There were around 130 expressions of interest when the PFA contacted its members about becoming a referee. Chris Birchall, a former teammate of David Beckham's at MLS side LA Galaxy, is already a qualified referee, so he could be one of the first to take charge of a game, and that could happen within weeks. Birchall has already started to watch games differently in preparation for what lies ahead. So that's kind of weird. So he's already a qualified referee, and they've taken him into this program, which that's kind of weird. I thought this was for like ex-players just starting out, like they don't even know like to take their first steps. But he's already like a qualified referee, so it's about not rushing decisions and letting the game flow, he said. Anthony Taylor is one of the best. I took my time to analyse the Man United versus Liverpool game, and you see him making the right decisions, getting in the right positions, being very confident in his decisions. It's pleasing to watch. The fitness side is fine, it's more positioning, where to go, where to move, and trying to anticipate something happening. Pigmole, head of refereeing Howard Webb, reached the very top, taking charge of the 2010 World Cup final. He doesn't understand why former players have turned their back on refereeing. Fundamentally, we believe someone who has a passion for the game and lived the life playing the game will have an understanding of how the game and its participants work, he said. Why are we in a position where we don't have them? What has deterred them from continuing their careers in another way? I say that as someone who understands the fulfillment you can get, the opportunity it provides and the satisfaction it gives you when you've done well. One of the major drawbacks can be it takes time to progress up the levels and leagues. Webb says it took him 14 years exactly, and that was with promotions virtually every year. So, like I say, you start off literally Sunday football, then you go Saturday football, then you go into non-league, you go up the various pyramids, and it takes 14 years. A player retiring relatively early at 30 will be 44 if they followed the same path and started on day one. This group will have their progress monitored, and if they show ability fast-tracked. It will still start with appointments at grassroots level, and local leagues and associations will need to be involved, but the feedback and coaching will be more extensive. And can we just pause? The person on the right there is a former Millwall player. Can you identify them? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 1, 2. That's Liam Trotter. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Liam Trotter. And he's already got his hair cut like Howard Webb, so he's nearly there. Yes, so we've got 2 ex-Millwall players and 2 current Millwall players on the course. And then there is the negativity. Abuse and criticism of referees is a constant at every level, with debate around player and manager behaviour and warnings of a crisis at amateur level coming in regular waves. In the introductions at the start of the course, one of the 16 admitted to getting a suspension for 5 bookings, all of which for dissent. Yet Vincenti doesn't feel as if it will be a big problem as some might think. We have already experienced that in our playing careers. You have situations as a player where your form dips and people are on your back. It's going to happen, and we have thick skin. It's not at the forefront of my mind, otherwise I wouldn't be here. I prefer to look at the more positive aspects. The aim is for the experiment to become the norm. Anthony Griffith, with more than 500 games at various levels, is one of the 16 and has been waiting for his chance since 2014, when the first planned initiative fizzled out, as it did again during the COVID pandemic. The closest relationship between Webb and PFA Chief Executive Mahita Malanga plus the Premier League's funding should provide longevity this time around. The hope is if the current cohort excel, more will be encouraged to apply. We're going to get scrutinised more than most because we are ex-players coming in and it's going to be publicised a lot more, said Birchall. But we will lean on each other. We are the trailblazers and I can only see him being popular with ex-players. Well, if it's going to take 3 years, I mean, are they going to do another one next year? Or is it like they do one now, one next year? Or are they going to literally do this one now, wait 3 years, wait for these players to get going, and then do another one in, say, like 5 or 6 years? It's just 16 people, you know? But, yeah. So there you go. Interesting stuff. So, it looks, I don't know what they're doing there in the class. I think, do you remember? I don't know where this was. You Are the Ref. Do you remember that? It was in some kind of either newspaper or magazine. It might have been like 90 Minutes or Shoot magazine or something, where they would give some outrageous scenario, like a footballer's about to take a penalty. As he took the penalty, it hit a dog that ran onto the pitch, and then the ball went wide. What happens next? And A, B, C. Like, does the penalty get retaken? Does it count as a goal kick? All that kind of thing. And then you would have to turn the magazine upside down. It would give you the correct answer underneath. So, I think that's what they're doing there in the classroom. Would you book someone for this? Would you not book them for that? So, interesting stuff. Yeah. We'll see. But I mean, bloody hell, 3 years. 3 years. So, interesting. Where are they going to do this? Like, who are they affiliated? Obviously, Murray Wallace and Wes Harding. We're interested in them. Are they going to be doing this in the Kent League? You know what I mean? Like, if you'll play Sunday football in South East London, and the referee turns up and it's Murray fucking Wallace, like, you're gonna be like, whoa, Jesus. And like, this is kind of weird, I guess. It depends how they do it, whether it's a success or not. But I imagine, like, if Murray Wallace decides to, like, go back to Scotland, I think he's only played for one Scottish team, Falkirk. But if you can't referee a game featuring a team that you played for, that narrows down your options. If you've got players like some players that had like 10, 12 different clubs and he goes in for it, like, it's virtually a waste of time because what games can he referee? And can you imagine if you're the referee and the ball comes to you and then you instinctively stick your leg out and start controlling it and pass it on? Like, that's going to be it. Like, you won't get over that. If you're an ex-player who's turned a referee and you decide to get involved in the game accidentally, you're going to be crucified. That's going to be insane. But yeah, there we go. So this, I'm just going to show you this, and we'll end on this. This is a little video that they made, and we're going to
My name's Ed Duckworth. I'm one of the tutors on this PGMOL professional player to referee pathway. So the candidates have been taking their first steps as a referee, blowing the whistle for the first time, getting used to making that transition from being a player to a referee. The group have been superb. Their attitude, their application, their willingness to learn and develop has been really inspiring, actually. And it's been great to see them share their experiences from on the field and how they might now transition that into being the referee themselves.
What?
It's really, really interesting. I think I was always aware, me personally, that refereeing football is a completely different game. It's so many different decisions to be made, so many different challenges, as you said. And I think I can definitely see that in the future there are going to be things that I will find difficult, but it's also having that self-belief and confidence that I think I can get better and improve.
So there you go. Interesting stuff. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.